What's up, Narutox? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting a brand new series called Kawaii Guides. This is my first ever tutorial series where I show you guys how to build some of my most popular builds, as well as a bunch of new ones. I also want to get you guys involved with this series, so I want you to let me know in the comments which one of my previous builds you like the best, and if I like your comment, I'll feature it in the next build tutorial. Also, throughout this series, I'm going to be using the texture pack that I made. I'm currently playing in a 1.16.1 world, and you know what that means? I am currently updating my 1.12 texture to 1.16. All the builds that I do are pretty much going to be using my texture pack, but I was thinking at the end of every episode, I could show you what it looks like with and without, and oh my god, some of these builds are going to look so bad, but it'll be funny. If you guys want to follow along with the same blocks that I'm using, the 1.12.2 version of my texture pack will be linked in the description box below. So anyway, enough talking. For the first episode of Kawaii Guides, we're going to be building my moon house from SourceBlock. So to start off this build, as you can see, there's a giant letter F on the ground indicating the front of the build, and the plot size for this build is 13 by 24. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I look at this build, I think the moon looks a little complicated, so we're gonna do that first. So starting on the front left corner of this plot, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th block, we're gonna place white concrete. Now, including this block, we're gonna place 10, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the bottom of our moon, and it's the only part of the moon that's touching the floor. Continuing on the left, we're gonna go out by 2, and then we're gonna go out by 1 3 times. So we have 1, 2, 3, then we're gonna go over and place 2 blocks, and then we're gonna go over 1 more time and place 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if we go over to the right side, we're gonna go 2 blocks over, then we'll place 2 single blocks, so 1 there and 1 there. We're gonna follow that by placing 2 blocks going up, then 3, so 1, 2, 3. To the right again, we're gonna go up by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go over by 2, so 1, 2. Over by 2 again, 1, 2. We're gonna go up by 1 3 times, so 1, 2, 3, then we're gonna go over by 2, so 1, 2, and we're gonna go over by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the first part of the moon, or I should say, it's really just the outer layer. Now let's do the inside part. Okay, so let's go to the left side, and from the top, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna place a block. Following that, we're gonna place 2 more single blocks, so we have 1 down here, and 1 down there. Then as we go down and over, we're gonna add 2 more blocks, and then we're gonna add 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're gonna go up and over by 2, so 1, 2. Then we're gonna go up by 1 2 times, so here's 1 block, and here's the second block. Now let's go up by 2, and then up by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're gonna go over and up by 2, so 1, 2. And then we're gonna go up and over by 1 block 3 times. So here's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Even though it seemed a little bit complicated, we got it done, and now everything else is pretty easy. So once you have this basic outline of the moon, we're gonna fill it in, and we're gonna extend it all the way to the back line. So yes, this moon is 13 blocks thick, okay? He's a thick boy. Alright guys, so here's our moon. Right now it is hollow in the middle because I just wanted to point out if any of you guys are going to be planning on building this in survival, it might be a good idea to keep the moon hollow because there's actually a ton of space in here for a storage room or something. Also, if you kept it hollow, you would save your poor fingers from having to gather so much white concrete. Either way, whether you're planning on making this build hollow or not, I would recommend having the front and back at least 2 blocks thick so we could detail it. So let's just fill up the front and back of this build, and I'm going to keep the inside hollow. So now that the front and back has been added to the moon, we're gonna detail it a little bit to make it look less flat. We're gonna keep it simple though. We're just gonna go over to the right and we're gonna start by getting rid of some of these blocks. So we'll get rid of 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, 1, 1, 2, and 2 here. Then moving towards the left, we'll break these two, these single blocks, these 2, and this one. So as you can see, just by getting rid of the edges, it makes it feel a little bit more 3D and less like a flat pancake. Continuing with this top right section, we're gonna get rid of 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, and 2. If you're building this in an area where you're gonna see both sides of the build, just make sure you do the same thing to the back. Well, now that the moon is done, let's work on the house. So here's the foundation of the house inside of the moon. It's just a 9x9 square with a little bit of a bump out. So if you look at the front of the moon, this front block right here is gonna be the start of your house. So if you go in 2 blocks, this is gonna be where you place your first birch plank. So you'll place it right here and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you finish your 9x9 square, it'll look like this, but like I said, we're gonna add this tiny little bump out. So if we count 3 from the corner, 1, 2, 3, we're gonna place 2 blocks here, go over by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then bring it back down so it connects. Then just get rid of these 3 blocks because you don't need them. Now I'm gonna go ahead and build the front and back of this house, but I'm gonna have a guide on screen so you know what I'm doing. Okay, so here are the front and back walls to the build, and now I'm just gonna show you where to punch out holes for the windows and doors. So starting at this bottom area, we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, and this 4th block is the middle of the build. So we're gonna go to the middle and break the 1 to the left and the 1 to the right. We're gonna break the 3 on top of that, then we're gonna break 5, and then 1. And that's how I make my star windows. Above this star, we're gonna count 1, 2 blocks, and then we're gonna break these 2 for the upstairs door. And then 1 block above that door is gonna be for a single window. Now, if you want to, you can do the same design on the back of the house, but for me, when I built this on SourceBlock, the back of my house was actually the front of my house, and that was mainly just because I wanted the star window to be in the front. But if you want it to be the same as my original house, then I'll show you how I made the entrance. So we'll do the same as this side where we add a window and a place for a door. And then if we go down, right in the middle, we're gonna have a space for a door. 1 block up is gonna be for a window. And then on either side of this door, we're gonna break 3 blocks for another window. Now for the 2 side walls, it's pretty easy. We're just gonna stack these blocks up until they reach the same height as the front and back. Now since we used the blue birch planks for the house, we're gonna be using these purple spruce planks and stairs for the roof. The roof is gonna start on the same level as the top of the star, so if we go over to the left, that is where our roof starts. And if that was confusing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up from the bottom of the house. Okay, well now that we have our starting block, we're gonna go up by 1 more, place an upside down stair on the inside, then we're gonna go up by 3, so 1, 2, 3, place an upside down stair, go up by 2, so 1, 2, place an upside down stair, go up by 1, place an upside down stair, then you're gonna place a full block, an upside down stair along the side like this, so it faces the back, and then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So starting from the bottom, we'll place our first block, we'll go up by 1, place an upside down stair, go up by 3, place an upside down stair, go up by 2, place an upside down stair, then go up by 1, place an upside down stair, and then place your final block. And that is the roof. Now all we have to do is connect it to the other side. Alright, so now that the roof is almost done, all we have to work on is this part of the roof. And to be honest, it's very simple. So starting next to this blue wall, we're gonna go over and do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Now that we have these two sides, we're just gonna meet in the middle. So now we have something that looks like this. And as you notice, yes, we can get rid of that wall. So let's go in here and just get rid of this part of the roof. Now let's go around and add some detail. Okay, so here's the front of the house. We have a small little balcony and we just have some slabs detailing the window up top. Then over on the left, we have another balcony coming out of this part of the house. And along the back, we have a third balcony along with some more detail with slabs on the windows. Now if we go inside of the house, 1 block under where that door is where we're gonna put a floor. Now that the floor is done, we can go ahead and punch this part of it out so we can get upstairs. Once we're downstairs, we can add some spruce planks to the corner, and then we can just add some stairs going up. Now while I was downstairs, I noticed that some of the purple roof is showing, so you can actually just break this and replace it with the flooring of your choice just because you don't actually see it from the outside. Now if you want to make these stairs look a little better, instead of just doing upside down stairs underneath them, I kind of like the way slabs look. Now if we quickly go back upstairs, we can just rail off the stairway with some purple spruce fences, and that is basically it for the moon house. Now I don't think I'm going to be doing any interior tutorials just because you guys can kind of make this house whatever you want it to be, but I will show some clips of me decorating it for inspiration. Alright guys, so here is the finished moon house. I went ahead and I just added a couple of lanterns to the outside. I also added some of these little stars floating nearby. And remember when we were detailing the moon? Well, I decided to get rid of this entire front bottom piece and this right piece over here just because I felt like it looked a little bit better. Alright guys, well now that the build is done, it's time to see what it looks like without my texture. Okay, so here's the build with my texture, and this is the build without it. Honestly, it's not that bad. It definitely looks different, but I don't think it's that bad. All right, let's turn my texture back on. And with that, I think that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. If you like this new tutorial series, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what build you wanna see me do a tutorial for next. If you're a new viewer, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!